Who was some of your inspirations growing up watching guys have done something?
My mom, she printed out a picture for me when I was in high school. It was a list of all the former Illinois Mr. Basketball. So I would look at the list. I would see Derrick Rose and Kevin Garnett, all types of guys' names. And I wanted it, and she wrote in pen, 2009 Brandon Paul. So I would use it as motivation. I looked at it every morning. And, if mornings I didn't want to get up and do extra work before school, I would look at that picture and it would kind of bring me back and just say, okay, not everyone's going to be doing this, so I gotta separate myself.
Yeah.
And so those types of guys, I played against Derrick in high school. I was young. And watching him, obviously D Brown coming out of Chicago, he was an Illinois grad like myself.
Yeah.
I have a really good relationship with him. He's helped me out a lot in my career and deciding whether I wanted to, come back to Europe or kind of, risk staying in G League and all that stuff. So he's someone I can bounce my ideas off of.
I read a stat where you're only the second player in Illinois history to score 1,500 points, grab 500 rebounds, have 300 assists, and record 100 steals.
Mm-hmm.
With a resume like that, and then to go undrafted, what did that give you? Was that extra motivation? How hurtful was that? Build another chip on your shoulder?
Yeah, I think it was. And growing up, it was a lot of things were so political with me. I wasn't ranked the highest. In the state I was, but nationally I was kind of overlooked. There was a couple of camps that I ended up getting last minute invites to. The NBA Top 100 camp. My team ended up winning the championship there.
Yeah.
And, I built a great relationship with all the people over there with the NBPA and the LeBron James Skills Academy. I got a last minute invite there. My team ended up winning the championship there. So I took all those little things, and going undrafted, it just helped feed the hunger in me and wanting to continue to get better. And I was still overlooked, a few years after I was undrafted, and I just kept pushing.
Okay. And so now at this point, you've experienced the NBA, the Spurs, and also the Euroleague, which not a lot of people have done both. What would you say some of the differences are in regards to gameplay and atmosphere?
I would say the speeds of the game are much different. NBA games are much longer, and you might not know when you'll play and how long you'll play, and it's similar in Euroleague, but the Euroleague game is so much shorter.
Right.
And I'd say the biggest difference is in Euroleague, every possession counts. You can't take a possession off. You're not going to find teams that are going to be resting players. You're not going to find teams that are going to be, what they call tanking these days, because there's none of that in Euroleague. Every possession counts, every point counts, every play counts. And
so you've been at Olympiacos for a few months now, and they are well known for some of the most loyal fans in Europe. Mm-hmm. What has stood out to you the most?
The fans are there. The fans are wild, and we definitely appreciate the enthusiasm and the passion. And it's sometimes they're there to a fault.
Right.
And they mean well, but at the same time they don't always understand that we are humans. We're not just basketball players. People have families, people have wives and kids, and a life outside of basketball. So. And it kind of anywhere you go, that's going to happen, where fans kind of overlook that aspect of it. But what I realized is that I just got to control what I can control. If we lose a game or something, and I want to go get some food, or some people might take that a certain way, but you can only do what you got to do. So, but the fans are great. They've been there, and they've been really supportive of me, and they've made me feel like home. So I appreciate every single one of them.
And so. How awkward is it only playing in Euroleague this year?
It's difficult. It's got its advantages and disadvantages. I think it helps some guys rest more. You don't have to worry about as much travel, as much wear and tear in the body. But at the same time, for guys that need more reps, maybe for the younger guys or guys that don't get as much minutes, that's a little tougher. And we've been trying to sprinkle in a little bit of friendly games, once a week. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we'll get weeks where we can't get a friendly game in, so we're practicing against each other, and it's different. I've never seen it happen before. Personally, I don't mind it, because I'm going to be prepared no matter what. But I know for other guys, for newcomers to Euroleague and young guys, those extra reps are definitely needed.
Do you think you have an advantage fatigue-wise, preparation-wise, because you have a little more time with your team?
I think it evens out, honestly. Other teams are playing a lot, and a 2 games a week, 3 games a week. But at the same time, they're getting those reps. They're able to run their sets more against other teams. And you might need a game like that in the Greek league to get a guy going, so that you can come back to Euroleague and perform at a high level. And we don't have that, so we're practicing against each other every day, every week, and sometimes you want something new. So I think it kind of evens out with that.
Okay. So playing basketball at a high level, most people dream of, especially Americans growing up playing in the NBA. You're playing at the highest level outside of the NBA. As a pro, making money, living in amazing cities like Barcelona and Athens. How have your experiences changed your mindset?
They've changed it a lot. I definitely feel like I'm more cultured, and I'm open to a lot more things than say my friends and family back home. And every time I go back home and I see how much stuff we take for granted, it's crazy. And I try to explain it to them, and they're always like, they tease me about it. Oh, he's been here, so he thinks he knows everything now. But it really does open your mind traveling, and not only just playing in Europe, but playing in Asia. I played in China last year, and that opened my mind to a lot of other things too. So it's humbling to be able to travel and see the world like this.
Okay. So through everything you've been through, going to Russia, being tested, coming out of the Chicago suburbs, what is one of the girthiest moments to where you were kind of thinking to yourself, like, I either overcame something or I'm headed in the right direction?
I definitely think it's when I got the call that the Spurs were going to sign me. I had 3 prior shoulder surgeries. Didn't know if I was going to play at a high level. I had played summer league a few years, and this particular summer, I didn't think I was going to play it. I was going to just say, all right, I'm gonna keep playing in Europe and seeing if opportunity comes up. But ended up winning summer league in Orlando with Dallas, and then I went to Vegas with Cleveland. Played 3 games, and my agent called me out and was like, they're going to sign you, 2 years, first year guaranteed. And that moment right there, just kind of everything from the past just kind of went through my mind, thinking of all the stuff that I've overcome and all the people that didn't think I was going to get to that point. Yeah, I'll never forget that day. I started. She was asking me why I was home so early because summer was still going on, and I started teasing her. I told her I was tired and I was hurt. She wasn't buying it. And then I asked her, what team she would like to see me play for. And her first thing, she said, well, Miami's hot. She likes to be somewhere where it's hot.
Right.
She said, well, Miami's hot. It'd be nice to play there. And I was like, what about San Antonio? She's like, well, San Antonio is my favorite team. My favorite player is Tim Duncan.
Wow.
And then I put 2 Spurs socks on the bed, and I was like, I just signed a deal with them. We kind of broke down together, so that was real great.
That's dope. So the final question is, so Gerd, what we represent is to go after what you want in life, like attack life in full pursuit of your dreams. What does that mean to you, and how do you think you've applied it to your life?
I think it means to me just to not limit yourself. There's a lot of things I want to do. I hear a lot of people talk about stuff that they want to do, but they always have an excuse to not do it, or I don't have the funds, I don't have the time. I think you make time for what you want, and I want to attack everything that I want to do. If I want to learn the piano, I want to learn the piano. I'm learning a language, I want to learn another language. So I think that's what it makes me think of.
Okay. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming through.